Well, there's a difference between being a celebrity and being popular. I like to say that. You know, you could be well known, you know, but maybe the bank balance is not very end monthy.
Not showing it.
You know. But you know, the question today is, we want to pose it to you because we don't want to just have like, you know, three angles to it.
Yeah.
Living a life that you cannot afford. You know, unsustainable lifestyles are a thing that has caused mental health, family breakups. It's caused damage to relationships. I'm telling you, it's endless. The list is endless when it comes to, you know, living a life that you cannot sustain.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, especially celebrities, have been guilty of that because, you know, the pressure of the label and stuff like that. And more so on the continent because we're emulating a lot of the things on the West where you see a lot of people with endorsements and stuff that, you know, has been accumulated for years and years and years. And, you know, people, staff members that have the experience to help you create that wealth. And, you know, you have money that makes its own money and money that makes its own money. However, I think in the pursuit of trying to look like an actual celebrity, to please your fans, to live a life that people can actually believe and step out of the music video, which you had to rent stuff for. It's crazy.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of pressure to live a life that is absolutely ridiculous and unreal and frivolous. What do you guys think?
I mean, that tends to come from, I guess, the perception people have of celebrities. For example, the minute you put out a song, everyone thinks automatically you must have money, right? The second you are on TV, there's no way
it's like instantaneous.
Right? People think it's an automatic thing that the minute you are a public figure or a celebrity that you have a particular lifestyle. Now, if you are not well grounded and you don't have like, you know, your values solidly in the ground, you will start to live up to what they expect of you. You know, because it's this feeling you feel like you don't want other people to be disappointed because when someone asks you for money and you say you don't, they can't believe that you don't. They can't because they've already glued themselves with this idea that you must have money. Now, when you let that, what they think of you and the kind of the blueprint they've set out for your life become what you understand to be your standard, then you are up in your toes. When there's a hard month, maybe something has happened and medical bills need to be paid, but tomorrow there's this party which everyone's paying like 10K a plate. You feel like if you don't go, what will people say? It's embarrassing, it's shameful. But if you have your priorities set right, and the people who you start coming up with, those are still the people who you listen to. I feel like you can keep yourself. But I can see how the expectation put people in a kind of in a pressure position to live it up.
It's true. It's funny. It brings up a lot of emotions for me, but the one phrase that comes to mind, I don't know if it's really popular in Kenya, but in the States it's like, there are only two things that are constant in life, death and taxes. And essentially what that means is, like, the IRS or, you know, the KRA will always know how you're doing. No one else has to know how you're doing. And especially from how I am here, because, you know, I came here to like save money for uni, and then I just discovered I wanted to build my life here. But of course there are those stereotypes that come with your certain race, that comes with where you come from. Even where you live in Kenya, people will assume, oh, she's from this area, she must be wealthy. At the end of the day, you don't owe anything to anyone else like that you don't care about. So you're right, you have to be grounded and not succumb to these like public pressures of like, oh, this person has to be this. And then even when someone approaches you, like, listen, I not only don't owe you an explanation, but I'm not going to try and pretend something that I'm not, because a lot of the time what I feel like people see, and a friend of mine even asked me, he came to visit and he saw street kids and he was like, how do you live like this? How do you live around this feeling like you have so much more than other people? And I was like, you know, at the end of the day, I can never pretend that I didn't have what I didn't have because I don't want to do injustice to what my parents worked for, you know? I can't pretend that I'm something that I'm not because at the end of the day, I don't want to think back like I'm doing an injustice to my family. However I grew up, that's kind of where my values are in the sense of I'm not going to pretend that I was poor, and I'm also not going to pretend that I'm rich, you know? I'm just going to be where I'm going to be, and at the end of the day, you're going to see me where I end up, and you're just going to judge it for yourself.
And the more that, you know, there's exposure, so many things are happening simultaneously, but there's three things I really want to say about this particular issue. One, the circle that you have as you grow your career, many things today are celebrity or exposed or popular.
Yes.
There's, you know, doctors that are celebrities, celebrity doctors, celebrity chefs, celebrity whatever. So not really artists or whatever. But if you're in the public domain, the pressure is real. The pressure to be this thing because you are looked up to,
Yes.
right? However, I think when you change the circle of people you're with, your values change.
Yeah.
True.
You have to be solid enough not to change that because the people who care are the ones that matter the most, right? And the phrase goes like, the people who, you know, care so much about the superficial things are not really the day ones.
True.
No.
Those are not the day ones. Those are not the people
Yeah.
you need to focus on. You need to focus on that person who was with you when you were starting out, the person who was with you when you...
Before everything.
Before everything, because you would be humble enough to understand that, okay, this is not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snap out of it, you know? And
Absolutely.
people
Hype.
get caught up in that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of big celebrities, if you read, you know, since time immemorial, filmmakers, directors, whatever, they'll always say, family keeps me grounded. They'll still do that Sunday brunch.
How it is for
You'll
me.
still go to mom's house, and at mom's house, you know, you have to be a certain way. Don't come in here with that. You know, like I come from that kind of family. Like we call each other out, we tell each other, like I'm like one of the quiet ones. Believe it. I'm one of the, it's crazy. My family is crazy. Shout out to my sister Fiona, she's watching. She's crazy. Fiona is a chef, right?
Yeah.
And she's very vocal and she's very, you know, she's taller than me. And she's very, no, you
Big personality.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You need to see that your circle wants you to win in a realistic way.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
the superficial way. Because right about now, you're living a life that people don't understand. But the new circle doesn't know that, okay, you would rather spend your money on something different. You love gardening. You know, you want to go take a walk and buy mint for 25 bob.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want to spend your Friday like that. You don't want to spend your money like that.
Yeah.
True.
You'd rather spend this evening, you know, doing your budget. It's February. You're not getting excited.
It's
Yeah.
true.
The second thing I just want to say is there's a lot of people who are thrust into celebrity status, into that kind of lifestyle, which is a far cry from how they grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can be two things: a shocker, or it humbles you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, what kind of person are you?
It's true.
Yeah.
So there's people who get shocked by it, and we've seen it with Kenyan athletes who become celebrities, the Kipchoges and the whatnots. But a lot of these people are not educated enough to understand that, okay, this is temporary.
Yeah.
You are the heat of the moment. You are the guy right now.
15 minutes.
This could change. You don't have to go for that vacay in Santorini. You really don't.
Yeah.
Paint your walls blue.
Yeah.
Change your interior.
Yeah.
Have a little Santorini in your house.
treat
You don't need
yourself.
to do that. I think,
Yes.
honestly, I think peer pressure is real even in adulthood.
Oh,
And in that celebrity life, where you guys going? Even those guys asking you where you guys going don't know what they're doing. They need you as a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want
So
you
if
as a
you're the
guide.
kind of person to be swayed by literally anything, this is literally the conversation that you need. This is something that you're like, oh my gosh, I succumbed. I feel the pressure. Number 3, nobody cares. Nobody. The only urgency is with you. It's in your head.
Yeah.
You think people care. I know a lot of people, they may not be celebrities, but they rented out cars to go to the villages over the holidays. Shame on you.
Flex.
But
Flex.
Mwageze and rentinga amamotoka. Your mom's house is thatched, but you rented a Benz. I mean,
Yeah.
who are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who do things for others.
Yeah.
And the people that have been celebrities for decades, the Oprahs of the world, the people that we look up to, are very simple people.
They are.
It's true.
Luxury is evil.
Yeah.
You must be smart about it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
must be smart.
Yeah.
So the circle you keep, you know, the people that you're with,
Yeah.
do they counsel you? Do they tell you, no, that's not necessary. You don't need to do that for the gram.
Yeah.
Stop it, Lydia. Stop it, Dana.
Calm down.
You don't need that.
Yeah.
Lipstick
Yeah.
is lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that brand that you feel that, you know, nobody's going to care about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't care. And the circle you keep. And also educating people.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a framework that could come, you know, just to tell people, okay, this is how you handle money.
Yeah.
Educate them on, you know, how to manage their finances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because especially on this continent, you want to live like a
Oh,
hip-hop
I've-
star and, you know.
I even saw